Man, what a show it was. What a show it was.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. I am Hitman Cause. Welcome, one and all, to your official review for Crown Jewel. And of course, I'm not alone in this endeavor. Please welcome, as always, the humble man, Gary. Gary, welcome to the contracts.
Yes. What's good, my man, Cause Payton?
Yeah, that was a hell of a show. You ready to get into it?
Yeah, it was a hell of a show. Hell yeah, let's do this shit like Brutus.
Yeah. Well, first off, I gotta say that the stage that they made, that was a pretty dope looking stage.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And then another thing that really surprised me was that Byron Saxton was the ring announcer.
Yeah, that was a shock to me too. I never thought they was gonna have him do it.
I'm guessing that Samantha Irvin or the announcer from NXT wasn't able to make the flight.
Yeah, I would assume so as well. Because they had Byron doing it.
Or the SmackDown announcer, or whatever his name is.
Exactly.
But Byron was all right.
Oh yeah, he was.
But anyways, on to the pay-per-view. I was actually surprised that this opened up the show, but we had Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. And like I called him, he did not disappoint once again, looking tacky as shit.
Oh yeah.
Like he never fails to amaze me with how tacky he gets.
Exactly.
And wow, from the tights to the coat, I don't know what was tackier.
Man, neither did I.
But anyways, on to the match. They were chanting something throughout the match, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. Could you?
No, I wasn't able to make out what they were saying as well.
Yeah, so it was crazy. But anyways, moving on to the match. You know, there were some real good spots. Freaking Seth attempted a suicide dive, but then Drew countered it. Well, Drew caught him and then countered it into a belly-to-belly suplex on the outside. That was dope.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
And then freaking, I'll never forget this. This dude, Seth, did a springboard swanton bomb, and then he followed up by doing the lion salt.
Oh yeah, that was crazy too.
And any person that wants to say it's a springboard moonsault, get your head out of your ass and come back to reality, because Jericho has been using that move since his career began. It's the lion salt.
Oh yeah, for real, man, that is a fact.
Anyways, then there came another part where Seth attempted to do his buckle bomb, but then but unfortunately for him, his back gave out, and that little opening allowed Drew to hit the future shock. But
oh yeah, that's a fact.
Then when they were on the outside, Drew hit a nasty looking side slam onto the apron.
Yeah, that's right. That was crazy.
Then a little later on into the match, freaking Seth attempted the Phoenix Splash. I don't know why they don't ever let him hit this move, because literally every time he's attempted this move, except for the first time he did it, it's always gotten countered. Like, he's only landed this move once.
Yeah, exactly, and that's crazy.
And this was no different, because he attempted the Phoenix Splash. However, Drew avoided it, popped him with the Claymore, but it wasn't enough. Then,
yeah, it's true.
Then he attempted a second Claymore. However, Seth countered it into a pedigree, then hit him with the curb stomp to retain the title.
That is true.
And I'm not mad at this because once again, like I said before, and like I said on the predictions, Drew had to lose just to further further the build for his heel turn, because whether he lost clean or not, it would further build his resentment.
That is correct.
And he'd get more frustrated.
That is correct.
Then we had a little bit of what looked to be a cash in from Damian Priest. However, Sami Zayn, being the annoying little cockroach that he is, stopped Priest's cash in and snaked up the briefcase.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Almost reminds me of whenever Dean Ambrose kept doing that with Seth Rollins, ironically.
Right.
But then once it was WrestleMania, Dean was nowhere to be found. But then again, he much earlier in the night was busy getting sent through a table. Getting sent through a ladder by Luke Harper.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
But yeah, anyways, that was the end of that. Yeah, it's unfortunate that Priest wasn't able to cash in, but the overall match was good. I enjoyed it. Had some good spots. Drew even looked like he was in the driver's seat for a little bit, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That really is a fact. It was good. It was good. Honestly speaking, the next rematch that happens, I love them both, but I want my boy Drew McIntyre to win more and get that belt.
Hey, hold up now. What makes you so sure that he's gonna get a rematch? You lost clean, so in my opinion, it's to the back of the line for you.
No, I get you perfectly. But I hope they just don't. If it was just a one and off thing in that match, I'll be pissed. I hope they keep that rivalry going.
For me, the only way I can make sense of this continuing is if Drew attacks Seth from behind or something, to cement the heel turn. But other than that, I can't see it because while he's still a face, I'd imagine he'd have to take the L and move on.
I see what you mean. That's right. You got a point.
Moving on, we had the Fatal 5-Way entrance for the Raw, not Raw, for the Women's World Title. Rhea Ripley defending against Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Right.
First off, I want to bring attention to Rhea Ripley's entrance, and I'll admit, when I first, the first few seconds went over my head, but then once it started to progress, I started to catch on. But yet some people didn't. So let me break it down. Basically, her entrance, having all those guys, making that whole pathway for her. It's basically them bowing down to her.
Right.
A woman, basically being in charge.
Right.
But in any case, getting down to the match, they even had some crazy spots for this bad boy. Like, for one thing, I enjoy how strong Shayna was looking, especially with this part. Oh, I absolutely love this, where she put an ankle lock on two of them and a sleeper hold on someone else. But then again, she is the submission magician, so I should expect nothing less from her to be able to do a triple submission.
Right.
you know. But even still, it was very wonderful sight to see. It reminded me of how Shayna Baszler used to be in NXT and how she should regularly be portrayed.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then also, of course, what multi-person match is complete without a Tower of Doom spot? Where, I think, Shayna and Raquel were, no, freaking Shayna had Rhea, and then and they were on the top. No, damn, excuse me. Raquel had Zoe at the top turnbuckle. Then Rhea and Shayna joined in, and then they all dropped each other on some crazy shit.
Right, that was crazy.
Then Rhea and Raquel got to a little one-on-one, and they caught each other with a double big boot.
Yeah, that is true.
And then, my bad, you were saying?
Nah, that's true, and that was really crazy. That match was good.
Yeah. And then, one of the, if not the craziest spot, when Zoe ran from one side of the ring to the other, went to the top rope, and did a springboard dive to the outside, and freaking the cameraman freaking busted his ass just trying to keep up with her and make sure the camera stayed on her. And I'm not even gonna hold him for busting his ass, because if that were me, I probably would have fell out too trying to keep the camera on her.
Yeah, that's true.
Because don't get me wrong, you got the camera, but she was pretty fast, and considering that she was over his head, it's not exactly the easiest thing to do, when trying to capture all the action. And
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and God forbid you miss something. You know what I'm saying?
That's correct.
But in the end, Rhea had Zoe Stark up on the turnbuckle once again and hit a super riptide. And meanwhile, Raquel was pinning Shayna Baszler. It was 1, 2, then bam, riptide right on to all of them for the win, and Rhea Ripley has retained. That's how you retain the title. And once again, Mommy is still on top.
Oh yeah, that is right.
And honestly, with the momentum she has, it's hard to think of who can stop her.
Yeah, for real. I'm glad she's still a champion. I'm glad she still is.
Yeah, same here. I'd definitely like to see how much stronger they can make her look. I mean, if that's even possible.
Right.
Because as of now, like this is literally her best run right now. Because she's the leader of the Judgment Day. Freaking.
That's right.
She's attacking. She attacks the guys. She calls the shots. Like, what more could you ask for?
That's right. That's right. That is correct.
Well,
that's correct.
Yep. So salute to mommy.
Oh yeah.
Moving on. We had John Cena versus Solo Sikoa.
Oh.
Wow, this match really shocked me.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Cause I mean, first off, given everything that we thought, we did not expect the match to have the outcome. But we'll get into that in a sec. But let's get down to the match. First off, you know, there was the usual Cena gets beat up and you know, the usual shit.
Right.
Then he had a bit of a rally where he actually attempted an attitude adjustment, but Solo countered it into a Samoan drop. And
yeah, that is correct.
And I'll say this: there's another wrestling YouTuber, shout out to him, who feels that the Samoan drop should only be reserved for Samoans and fat guys, and Solo's one of them.
Facts.
So, but anyways, well, after that, this spot was was even more shocking than anything else, where Solo attempted the Samoan spike. However, Cena countered it and hit him with a choke slam.
Word, man.
Like, I'm all for performing moves that aren't in your repertoire, but a choke slam.
That's crazy.
But you know, it is what it is. Then later on, Solo hit a rather perfect, even though I really expect nothing less, but he hit him with a perfect looking spinning solo, but unfortunately for him, it wasn't enough to get the job done. But and then later on, he did attempt the Samoan spike. However, it got countered into the STF, but it wasn't good enough. Solo still fought out of it. But then here's where the hell happened. Cause after that, Cena attempted a clothesline or something like that, but Solo caught him with the Samoan spike. And honestly,
that is correct.
And honestly, I thought this hesitation was gonna cost Solo, you know, because he was trying to, you know, recover, and Cena was trying to recover, but no, it got so much worse for Cena. Because afterwards, he hit him with another Samoan spike. Then another.
Yeah, that is correct.
And then while Cena was literally down and out, the guy was down and out. He then would hit him. He then picked his head up, spike, 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 spike. Absolutely brutal.
That was crazy.
Before he finally put Cena out of his misery, and hit him, and then finally pinned him.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, man.
And Solo Sikoa has beaten John Cena. And also what I found out is that with this win, Solo now adds his name to the long list of members of the Anoa'i family. Well, not long list, but he still adds his name to the list of members of the Anoa'i family that has pinned Cena clean.
That is right. That I do know.
And first off, even though I'm happy that he won, I did not expect him to win. I didn't think they were gonna pull the trigger and let him win so savagely.
Yeah, man. I wanted either one to win, but yeah, man.
And I mean, first off, the way he won, this was perfect. This was absolutely perfect. This is how Solo should have won. Being ruthless, being absolutely wild. It's what.
Yeah.
It's what it's what his character is all about.
That is right.
Being wild and savage. Like, that is exactly how he should have won. And since he won, I'm glad they did it like this. Because number one, this helps make him look strong.
That is right.
So, who knows? Maybe there might be more. There might be bigger things to come in the future for Solo.
That's correct.
And as for Cena goes, the way it seems, I'm guessing this was his last stand or whatever.
Possibly. Well, I mean, I hope not.
But I tell you what, man. Even though he paid for it at Crown Jewel, he torched the shit out of Solo.
Yeah, he did.
That on SmackDown. And to think, he did it with a raspy voice, but yet he still torched him.
Oh, hell yeah. He did. Oh, my God.
But unfortunately for him, at Crown Jewel, it all came back to bite him.
Damn.
But moving on, we had a little bit of addition of Miz TV. First off, I'm surprised. Wait, did you see Raw?
I saw it only a little bit.
Not this Raw. Last week's Raw.
Oh yes, I did.
I'm genuinely surprised that they turned Miz face.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they did.
And with all due respect to Miz, his last two face runs have not been good. I mean, I personally feel that he's just a natural heel.
That's a fact.
But, if they can somehow fix where they went wrong on the first two runs, then hey, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
But anyways, he introduced this, I'm assuming Arabian actor, Ibrahim Al-Hajid, something like that. I'm butchering his name, I apologize, but yeah. And they were speaking a bit before they got interrupted by the Aussie icon himself, Mr. Grayson Waller, who turned it into the Grayson Waller effect. And
yeah, that's a fact.
And this actually reminded me of a time where Miz was doing Miz TV years ago with Chris Jericho as his guest, to which then Chris Jericho turned it into the highlight reel.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
And then another thing, then I think a couple years later, same thing happened again, but in reverse, in which first Jericho was doing the highlight reel, then Miz came in, turned it into Miz TV, but then Dean Ambrose came in and turned it into the Ambrose Asylum.
Oh yes.
But anyways, Grayson tried to, fully take over the show, but Ibrahim, pretty much said how he preferred Miz TV over the Grayson Waller effect. To which then he actually hit him with hit Grayson with a pretty good kick. And then and then the kick led into the skull crushing finale. And then Ibrahim, while tucking in his his shirt, hit the people's elbow. And
oh yeah.
And I'll admit, it wasn't that bad of a people's elbow.
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
I think he did, but I think he did it with the wrong arm though.
Oh yeah, nah, he did.
Like I think The Rock does it with his right arm, not his left, right?
Yes, that's a fact.
Yeah, but don't matter. It's a little something for the Arabian crowd, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Moving on, we had Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. First off, man, let's talk about how Logan Paul arrived to the arena on a fucking quad, yo. That shit was dope.
Yeah, it was.
And then freaking Logan then during the match hit a rolling senton into the line salt. Now, personally, I prefer calling the rolling senton the Green Bay plunge, just because Mr. Kennedy / Mr. Anderson did it from a standing position like how Logan did it, and he also did it from the top rope. So, but either way, rolling senton, Green Bay plunge, did that, and then he hit him with the line salt. Great agility. Then he once again proved how he's better than Hangman Page by hitting the buckshot lariat. But he did slip a little, but it was still better than Hangman Page could do it.
Oh yeah.
And then this was pretty dope, where he attempted his knockout punch, but then Ray countered it into the crossface.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But Logan didn't tap. But then there was a very scary spot that once again I gotta give Logan Paul credit for, and everybody else needs to give him credit too, where Ray attempted to do the line salt. However, he misjudged. He either misjudged the landing, or he wasn't able to flip all the way. Either way, he almost landed on his head. But thankfully, Logan Paul was able to see this in time, catch Ray, and stop him before disaster struck.
That is right.
In which he was able to catch him, and then he fell to his knees a bit, so Ray didn't hit his head. And then he was able, like a professional, he was able to make it work into another move, in which he turned it into a power slam. So very good on Logan for that, proving that not only is he great in the ring, but he also knows the number one rule when wrestling a match is to always protect your opponent.
That is right.
Because as much as you put your life in their hands, they put their life in your hands. So, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Then there was another spot that was great, in which in which Logan tried to do a super electric chair. However, Ray countered it into a sunset powerbomb, and then once they were on the mat, he hit another sunset powerbomb.
That is correct.
Then while the double down happened, I don't know his name, so I'm gonna just say Logan's boy. I'm assuming he's a part of his podcast Impulsive, but in any case, Logan's homie pulled up to the side of the ring and handed Logan some brass knuckles, to which then Logan was gonna use it, but then he got drop kicked into the corner turnbuckle, to which then he dropped the brass knuckles, but then his friend tried to sneak over, grab the brass knuckles before he got stopped by Santos Escobar, to which then Santos grabbed the knuckles, and then before he chased after Logan's friend, like an idiot, he put the brass knuckles on the mat instead of taking it with him. And this will be costly because after that, Ray put Logan on the middle rope to hit him with the 619. But before he hit him with 619, Logan realized where he was in the ring, and he got a hold of the brass knuckles again. So then, after he ate the 619, because yeah, he did take the move. When Ray tried the West Coast pop, it was a West Coast pop, all right, but not the kind that Ray wanted. Because once he jumped, and he also botched. He also botched it when he did the jump. But either way, pop. Ray got caught lacking, and Logan hit him with the knockout punch. Ref didn't see the knuckles in Logan's hand, and the knockout punch with the brass knuckles got the job done. And Logan Paul is your new United States champion. And I'll tell you what, cheating or not, I am very, very happy this happened. Because even though, yeah, he is part-time, the thing is, I think if WWE really wanted to, they could have him show up regularly, and he wouldn't care. But considering how what's the word I'm looking for? How sparingly the United States title is promoted, I doubt many people are going to notice that Logan's not on TV much. But even still, this is absolutely great. Because first off, this is the first time, at least I remember, where a celebrity has won a championship. And I mean, like, won it and, like, regularly, and, like, will, like, put on good matches and shit.
Right, of course.
And honestly, hope he has it for, like, a real good time. And I know you might have something to say, but I gotta get this off my chest. To all of you fucking mark-ass bitches that are crying all over fucking Twitter, shut the fuck up. Cause y'all have said the absolute dumbest shit when it comes to Logan winning the title. Y'all got the fucking nerve, the fucking gall to compare him winning the title to fucking David Arquette winning the world title. This ain't got shit to compare to. Cause number one, Logan Paul has more talent in his pinky in the ring than Arquette has in his whole fucking body. Secondly, unlike Arquette, Logan can actually fucking wrestle. He was only given that title for a fucking publicity stunt, whereas Paul, he can actually go in the ring. And more important than that, this was a storyline that people actually cared about, and it wasn't randomly thrown in at the last second. Freaking Logan called him out. They had a storyline, and Logan took the title. So, and anybody who still wants to try and compare the two, that just shows how ignorant of a wrestling fan you are and how much a fucking mark you are, that you don't know goddamn shit about wrestling. So fuck you.
Oh, damn.
And anything you'd like to add to the match there, humble man?
I just want to say the match is a good match. Crazy that they made Logan Paul win, but the match is good.
Moving on, we had Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the women's title. At first, Bayley was not ringside because of SmackDown. Did you see SmackDown?
Yes, I did.
All right. because of SmackDown, where Bianca put her through a table with a KOD.
Right.
So then, on to the match. Bianca once again shows off her strength as hitting a freaking stalling suplex. Honestly, I wanted to see her do squats while doing a stalling suplex just to further show off her strength. But I'll take the stalling altogether. Then there was a nice spot where Bianca attempted a sky-high superplex, but Io countered it into the Trio Woe and then hit her with a drop kick from there. Then,
right. Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Then there was a spot where Io grabbed her by the waist, but then But then Bianca did a standing switch and then hit her with a German suplex throw. And I called a throw because Io did a flip before she landed, similar to whenever Chris Benoit hit Kurt Angle with a suplex, a German suplex, and he'd flip. You know?
Oh yeah,
like,
I remember that thing.
Yeah. Then this was nice. Io tried a hurricanrana, however, Bianca caught her and hit her with an alley-oop. And then,
oh yeah.
Then there was another spot where Io hit over the moonsault on the outside. And then also,
that was crazy.
Yeah. And then Io tried a springboard move in the ring, but it was countered into a glam slam.
Yeah, that was crazy. It really was.
But then, as fate would have it, Bayley did pull up and attack Bianca while the ref had his back turned. To which then, Io was actually confused as to why she was there. But Bayley kept trying to let her know that she was on her side,
Right.
And then, to which then Io tried to build up on it by attacking Bianca. However, Bianca ducked and hit Bayley.
That's correct.
So then, while all hell was broken loose and things were looking bleak for Io, something I did not expect to happen. Kairi Sane came back. And
me too.
And at first I didn't realize it was her because she had this face paint on, and she never really used face paint much. Even when she was heel with Asuka, she really didn't use face paint much. But anyways, she came back and attacked Bianca Belair, and she beat her down good enough that Bianca just barely beat the count, but she had no energy to recover, as after that she immediately got hit with the over the moonsault for the win, and Io is still the women's champion. And honestly, part of me thinks that Bayley is getting kicked out of Damage Control.
Yeah, but I think the same thing too.
The biggest reason why I said that is because of what Michael Cole said on commentary, and that was the last thing that happened to Kairi Sane when she was in WWE was that she got taken out by Bayley.
Exactly.
So I said that they're either that on SmackDown there's either one going to be a slow build to getting Bayley kicked out of Damage Control, or two, they're just going to flat out do it right there.
Right, that's correct.
And then that's going to start a then that's going to cause Bayley to turn face.
Oh yeah. That's right.
And I'll be honest, I genuinely would like to see what she does as a face without being a hugger.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on, we had Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Um, First off, Cody Rhodes still had his lingering leg issues from a couple weeks ago, where, with the help of JD McDonough, Damian messed up Cody's leg, but with how Superman-esque they're making Cody look, it really didn't affect him much.
Oh, that's right.
To which then they eventually fought to the outside, to which they were on top of the announce table, and initially Cody Rhodes was gonna hit the crossroads. However, Damian Priest countered it into the Reckoning. And
yeah, that is correct.
And again, I understand why it's called the Reckoning, but honestly, in my opinion, it sounds better as Hit the Lights.
Right.
But that's just me.
No, that's correct.
Then, I'll admit, a funny chant broke out in which the crowd was chanting, "Where's your briefcase?"
Exactly.
Because Damian still didn't have his briefcase because of that cockroach stealing it.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then later on in the match, eventually, the rest of the Judgment Day did pull up, to which Finn and JD McDonough distracted the ref. And then Dom attempted to pull up with a steel chair, however, he got cut off by Jey Uso, who then had his own little super kick party, taking out the rest of the Judgment Day. And then he was able to grab hold of the chair and then scare off the rest of the Judgment Day. Then this distraction allowed Cody to hit a triple crossroads for the win.
That's correct.
I'll admit I'm disappointed that Priest didn't win, but they're still on this whole making Cody look blindly strong and the whole finish the story crap. So so good on him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I still would have preferred for Priest to win, but I digress.
I got you, man. Jesus, I feel you perfectly.
But
I wanted the other one to win.
Yeah, but I'm getting confused by some fans that are complaining about how Cody's promos are cut. I mean, I don't think his promos aren't that bad at all. Do you?
No.
I don't know. Some people, I've heard quite a few people complain, saying his shit is like repetitive or it's stale. Like, he's still, his mic work is still good. I mean, for me, the only complaint that I have is this whole "what do you want to talk about" line. He's got to come up with a better introduction.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, Damian Priest has his "All Rise" for the Judgment Day.
Right.
Jimmy Uso got "The Bloodline is in your city." Roman has "Acknowledge Me."
Exactly.
But his "what do you want to talk about?" It's not hitting for me.
No, I get what you're saying.
But he does, he does make up for it with the rest of his promo. So, that's why I can ignore that little bit.
I got you.
Anyways, speaking of Roman, that brings us to the main event: Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the undisputed title.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And as usual, it was LA Knight's house. Yo, the amount of movement signs that were in the crowd was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I already knew it was LA Knight's house, but that just solidified it.
Right.
But anyways, moving on to, and actually he also had pyro for his entrance, a little bit of pyro. I was genuinely surprised by that too.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But
That was crazy.
and then I was actually surprised, even though he did appear later on in the match. I was surprised that Jimmy Uso wasn't by Roman's side to start the match, or even come out with him during the entrance.
Oh yeah,
But
that's crazy.
But in any case, on to the match. Well, as the match started to get interesting, Roman hit a Superman punch, which LA countered into a neckbreaker. But
Oh
then,
yeah, that's crazy.
and then once he hit the neckbreaker, he tried to do his elbow drop. However, once he hit the ropes, he then got hit with the Superman punch.
And that's correct.
And then Roman then attempted a spear later on, but LA Knight sidestepped it and then hit him with a sky-high superplex, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was I ain't gonna lie, that was some shit. That match right there, oh my god.
And I tell you what, at first Roman wasn't phased, but the crowd, how they were so firmly on LA Knight's side, began to get to Roman.
Yeah, that is correct.
Especially when it started to chant "Roman sucks." He started to get agitated.
Right.
But in any case, as expected, Solo Sikoa actually tried to interfere because he was coming down the ramp. However, he was being stopped by the refs and security. But that distraction allowed Jimmy Uso to pull up and attack LA Knight.
Exactly.
But first he pulled Roman out of the ring just so he could help Roman avoid disaster. But he got hit by LA Knight for his troubles. But then that little opening allowed Roman to spear LA Knight, but LA kicked out. But then he hit Roman with some blunt force trauma. However, before the ref could count 3, Jimmy Uso pulled up once again and put Roman's foot on the rope.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
And then LA Knight, because he was sick of Jimmy Uso's bullshit, went out the ring, put Jimmy through a table, but that little lapse allowed Roman to hit the spear through a barricade, and then from that point, LA Knight was dead to rights, to which then he hit him with another spear to retain the title.
That's right.
And
I mean, my boy Roman still acknowledging.
And once again, Roman with help, proves that he can't get the job done on his own. And once again, we had another star who was seconds away from getting the job done, being stopped because interference had to happen. And I know I'm not the only one, but this is getting more and more frustrating with every title defense. With him constantly getting bailed out. How many times can this fool be getting bailed out before somebody is finally able to take it from him?
Stop the nonsense and acknowledge my boy Roman Reigns and my boy Jimmy Uso, my boy Sosa Cole, my boy Boyman.
He can't win shit on his own. Every single title defense that he's had recently, he's only retained because of help. Not one of them has he won cleanly. But I tell you what, whoever faces him next, first off, they need to neutralize Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Period. Because if they don't do that, then they're gonna interfere in the match. And then also, someone probably is gonna have to neutralize Paul Heyman too, because he just might interfere as well. But I'm sick of this shit. And now he's not gonna be on TV for the rest of the year. because the reports came in that was his last scheduled appearance for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And one of the worst, most annoying title reigns continues, and I couldn't be any more pissed about it. And for me, this pay-per-view, it was alright, but this ruined it. Completely ruined it. Well, actually, no, I'm capping. It didn't completely ruin it, but it ruined it a lot. It soured it big time. No, don't get me wrong. There were still great moments, but just there's nothing that'll kill a pay-per-view, a movie, or a show than a bad ending. And that's what this is. However, I will not go as far as everybody else is. Well, as far as a lot of people are going, saying that this was the worst premium live event of the year. I wouldn't go that far. But if somebody's willing to break it down for me how they feel it's the worst, I will gladly listen. And believe me, I ain't gonna be biased. I will listen. And if you compare it to other events, and hey, who knows? You just might be able to convince me.
Gotcha.
But with that being said, that's gonna do it for our review. I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and chill with your boys. I definitely want to thank the Humble Man, as usual, for coming through, kicking his wrestling knowledge. What happened?
And we'll be back. Yes, yeah, of course. You already know it. You already know it. And we will be right back here next. We'll be right back here in 2 weeks for the predictions and the results for Survivor Series.
You know, in my opinion, I think they should have. I think they should wait for December to do Survivor Series.
Well, it'll be weird in December because Survivor Series is always November pay-per-view.
Oh. Damn. So then, honestly, with the exception of NXT Deadline, I don't think there's any main roster pay-per-view going to happen in December then.
No, since 2021, they haven't been doing a main roster pay-per-view in December anymore.
Oh well. But, you know, in any case, if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Comment if you feel like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And as always, by way of Struggle Vision Productions, it's the Hitman and the Humble Man. And if you see us coming, run.